Hello and welcome to the Guitar Collection. Today I am holding a real piece of classical guitar history and absolute royalty of the classical guitar. This instrument is a guitar made by Hermann Hauser I from the year 1952, the very last year of his life. Of course, Hauser I built guitars for the most prominent and famous guitarist of the time, not to mention Andrés Segovia, Julian Bream, and so many others. This guitar was actually built for a very close lifelong friend of Andrés Segovia's, Sophocles Papas, who was a Greek-American pedagogue and guitar scholar who championed Hauser's guitars as well, and of course this one is extra special, being built in 1952. Now, this instrument just so desperately wants to be played, but I cannot ignore the fact that this is an absolute museum piece of a guitar. There are no cracks, no repairs on this guitar other than frets being replaced at some point. And this spruce 7-fan top is in just beautiful, beautiful condition, with just a few marks, nail marks here under the strings, and little things here and there that are just, I mean, if you were told this guitar was built 1 year ago, and of course didn't notice the color to the spruce top that's happened over time, you would believe it. It's really in that type of shape. Now, when you look at this rosette, I mean, gosh, this is just one of my favorite of all time. You notice the most beautiful colors. This blue, these patterns, these little light colors of orange. It's so subtle. And I'm telling you, even looking at this guitar 8 inches away, you don't even notice. You have to be very up close. And I think the photos you will see will capture that. Of course, when you look inside the guitar, you will notice the label that says Hermann Hauser, of course, with his signature, the year 1952, and a made in Germany, of course, with Reisbach written at the lower left-hand corner. You'll see the bridge here made of Brazilian rosewood with a nice saddle here with some room left to adjust. You turn the guitar around, of course, you will see a very old set of Brazilian rosewood that is in just absolutely spectacular condition. I'm afraid to touch this thing, to be honest. When it comes to the neck of this guitar, it is very much C-shaped. It's not super thin, not super thick. It gets a little bit thicker here at the 7th to 9th fret area, to be expected. And when you move up to the headstock, you will see the original tuners, these Landstorfers, which still work great. Now, I guess there's probably much more to talk about this guitar, but we have to just listen to this thing. Now, I've had the pleasure of playing a few Hauser I guitars, which each one of them being a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But one thing that sticks out to me that maybe is a little bit of a separation, whether it's due to the age or whether it's due to his building, but what builds this separation between the Hauser I guitars and many of the later Hauser guitars is just the depth to the sound. And it's one of the few guitars that I've ever played that has this very, very warm and powerful, deep character that still has an insane amount of clarity. And when I say an insane amount of clarity, I mean it still takes some control to make this guitar sound warm, honestly. It's very, very touchy, and that is the most... So when you play some chords on this guitar, you notice these things, like this depth to the bass. But this bell-like singing quality to the treble. And these basses just ramble on. And God forbid you stumble upon this video and don't know what all my excitement's about and then just think this is some regular guitar. My gosh, will I look crazy? But you just have to hear this thing. This guitar just inspires. A very, very rich tonal palette. So very beautiful. Let's try a little bit of Prelude 11 by Tárrega. Something that stands out to me here is just how clear every voice is. And just how the overtones support the fundamental rather than disguising the fundamental or pulling it away from its intention. All of the overtones on this guitar, which there are plenty, but they point to a more direct sound rather than a sound that envelops the purity of the melody, if that makes sense. It's like, see what I mean here? So see, if you listen really carefully, you'll notice that each of those melodic notes are actually very well sustaining on their own, but they're supported by the overtone content of that string and then the sympathetic vibrations of the rest of the guitar, but again, not in a way that is overwhelming. And then these accompaniment notes on the G and B string are just so clear. And since the overtones are really supporting the fundamental rather than drowning the fundamental, it guides you to do something more fun with those accompaniment notes. So for instance, like this. They really shine on their own. That even is when it's reversed and the melody's in the bass, right? It's a really beautiful sound, and hopefully it comes through in the recording. both ends of the spectrum, whether it's the bass or this melody that you could just isolate. Well, perhaps we should try some things in standard tuning. And while I'm getting in tune, I'd like to remind you to check this guitar out at guitarcollection.com. There's a full album of photos, a description for this. The photos are beautiful of this guitar. And don't forget to subscribe to the email list. You'll see a place on the website, several places where you can enter in your email and be notified about new instruments like this one before they become available. And thanks so much for watching this video, y'all. Let's try a bit of Sagreras. As you can see, it's so much fun to just manipulate the colors on this guitar, play with the different levels of things, whether it's the bass line or the accompaniment or even the melody, which just has such a great dynamic range on this guitar. Well, I can't tell you how lucky I feel to just spend a few minutes even playing on this piece of guitar history built by Hermann Hauser I from the final years of his life, and just experience a little bit of the magic. I'm really happy to share it with you all. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, and I think I'll close out this video with just exploring the strings individually so you can hear this guitar in all of its glory. Thanks again for watching.